Taking a look at the state of the housing market, this week's Case-Shiller National Home Price Index showed home prices remain at record highs. And data on new home sales for October came in lower by 17% month over month. One company is offering some new tools to help first-time home buyers. Fintech startup Bilt Rewards wants to reward consumers for purchasing a home in this market. You may remember its partnership with Wells Fargo, launched in 2022, that allowed users to pay their rent via credit card. The company now has a valuation of about $3.25 billion after closing its latest funding round earlier this year. Let's bring in Anker Jain, Bilt founder and CEO, for more. Anker, good to see you here. Take us through some of the activity you're seeing on the platform. So many different dynamics happening in the housing market. Price is still high. A lot of folks still having trouble finding their first home. What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, it's fascinating, Brian. So just to give you a quick step back, as you know, so Bilt is the payments and rewards platform today for over 70% of the top 100 rental companies in the country. And so we see all payment volume for rent today, whether it's done by check, ACH, debit, credit. And what's interesting is, I mean, first of all, rent price growth has slowed. So that is a somewhat positive sign for renters looking for a place today, although the prices themselves still are at record highs. And so what we have been looking at is, how do you now help people go from renting to home ownership, given that, look, interest rates are at least seeming to be flat for now and potentially coming down a little bit. And this starts to open up that conversation of, okay, what does it look like for me to buy my first home, and can we get that surge back in the market?
So how does what you do help them get to that level?
So it's interesting, right? The first step is actually knowing what you can afford. And if you've looked at the home search tools today, it's quite complicated. I mean, you go from paying, say, $2,500, $3,000 a month in rent, and then you look at home listings and it's $500,000, $600,000. And the question is, what does that mean for me and what I can afford? And so we worked with Fannie, Freddie, FHA, the different home groups, and we created the first all-in search tool where you just say, I can afford this much a month all in, and we will do the calculations for you automatically, looking at mortgage rates you qualify for, interest payments, taxes in the local city, insurance costs, and then show you homes that you are qualified to buy today based on an all-in monthly price. And then in the spirit of kind of Bilt, when you're ready to buy, we've now launched the first program that actually rewards you on that home purchase as well. So for the first time when you buy a home, you'll now get 1 point for every $2, right? So that's one airline mile, one hotel point for every $2, uncapped. So a $500,000 home now gets you 250,000 points. So right when you close, you now even have enough, instead of being down on spending power, you actually have points to help you take your family and travel around the world or invest in something else.
Anker, what could the incoming Trump administration do to make it easier to own a home in this country?
I mean, look, obviously there's interest rates are the single biggest driver right now of affordability for these customers, as well as the down payment. And so finding more ways to give people down payment assistance, I think, is a huge thing. One of the things our search tool does is it actually automatically searches for first-time homebuyer programs that you might be eligible for. And I think a lot of folks don't know that Fannie, Freddie, FHA offer programs that are something like 3%, 5% down that can help reduce that barrier to go from renting to home ownership. But I think there's a lot of opportunity there. And then, look, as interest rates change and the mortgages become, more affordable, the buying power goes up for our consumers. And so giving that, I think we'll see some of that over the next 12 months, at least from what President Trump is saying.
Anker, I'm curious about your business and how it works. Like, what's the business model? How do you guys make money?
Such a great question. People seem to mistakenly think that Bilt is a credit card company. That is not what we are. So less than 15% of our members actually have a co-brand credit card. What we have built over the last few years is the largest housing payments business. So if you live at a Related apartment, a Brookfield apartment, an Avalon Bay apartment, a Greystar apartment, you are using Bilt to process those payments, whether you pay by debit, credit, check, or ACH. And so just like the many multi-billion-dollar companies in payments before us, Bilt has now won the largest market share in housing payments. And we've done that by actually rewarding customers by giving part of that margin back. And now as we grow, we've launched our neighborhood benefits program, which helps connect local residents at apartment and condo buildings with local restaurants, grocery stores, coffee shops, fitness studios. And so merchants are now able to tap into local customers and reward them through Bilt for choosing to spend locally. And obviously, we take a piece of that as well.
All right, Anker, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Anker Jain is CEO and founder of Bilt Rewards.